So, happy Wednesday. As you guys come on, let me know what you are drinking in the comments because if you're feeling like me, today is stronger than, what do you call it, water. So, I am not drinking water tonight. Interesting. My my background looks, my video looks a little weird. Hold on, let me see. Make sure my camera's not doing something weird. How's everybody doing? Let me know what you are drinking in the comments. All right, we got a dirty diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, Lisa, what makes it dirty? Tell me it's something strong. I am drinking tequila and Coke. Something very strong. We got a green tea drinker on YouTube. Welcome, YouTube. I always love to see the YouTubers on. Next year, we are going to really be increasing our YouTube presence, so I'm very excited about that. How's everybody doing? Like, are you tired? Like, I am exhausted. Like, I stayed up all night watching the election. I just couldn't let it go because I couldn't believe that they couldn't call it. So I'm pretty exhausted today. Are you guys? How are you guys feeling today? It has coconut cream, and that's what makes it dirty. It sounds yummy. That actually sounds like a cream soda. Does it taste like a cream soda? So coconut cream. So is it like coconut milk? What's coconut cream? I don't even know that I know what coconut cream is. Sounds good, but it does sound like a cream soda. I used to be a huge cream soda drinker when I was a kid. Um, yeah, but today is definitely a little bit stronger. So I am drinking tequila. I think that's tequila. Reposado. Yeah, I'm drinking dark tequila and a very light splash of Coke, melted ice now. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes and then I'm going to dive in. And if you guys are as exhausted as I am, then I'm going to let you either go finish watching the rest of the election. I don't know. I was telling my husband, I've been watching this. I'm 47. I've been doing this a long time. You know, it's sort of my thing, watching CNN. And I don't think I've ever been on an election that wasn't called, at least by the next day, early morning. So we're still hanging on. It's coconut flavored coffee creamer. Oh my God, that does sound amazing. Okay, listen, you're gonna have to share where you got that from. Like my screen is doing something really weird with my glasses. It's like I've got a green screen on. Let me make sure green screen's not turned on. I don't know how to green screen. Make sure that's none. Look at that. It was not none. It had something else on there I was playing with. All right, there we go. Now my glasses don't look crazy. All right, great evening. Tamika, nice to have you on. Yeah, Lisa, I need to know what that is. What is coconut flavored coffee creamer? Need to know. Yes, please send me a picture. I am a big coffee drinker. And as you guys know, I have officially, what do you call it, seasoned my Nespresso. So I've had my Nespresso now a little over a month and I am effectively a bougie coffee drinker now after having that Nespresso. So if you guys are coffee drinkers, I would absolutely encourage you to invest in an espresso or an espresso maker that makes coffee. It is like, I mean, this coffee in these pods, it's like amazing. So I would love to have some coconut flavored coffee creamer. That just sounds yummy. All right. Hey, Leslie, nice to have you on. Tamika, nice to have you on. So we're going to get started because I'm not going to keep you guys here long. I say that every week. And then, 45 minutes later, we're still here. But some of you, Lisa, I know that you've already launched. So this may not be so applicable. But, before we jump in, what I would love to know is where you are in the journey of your travel business. Have you launched? Put launched if you've launched your business. Let's talk about what your biggest struggle is today. Is it that you can't get clients? Maybe you haven't launched? Because today is really going to be talking about launching. But I would love to know where the new people who are joining us live are in your travel business. So if you can put in the comments, have you launched or you've been in business for 2 years? Tell me the number of years you've been in business. Let me know in the comments. That'd be great. Keisha, nice to have you on. Um, some of these spaces are new, so I'm glad to have you on live with me. We're going to do this a little bit different than I normally do, but if you're new, you won't notice that it's different because this will be the first time you're on. But I'd like to know in the comments where you are in your travel business journey. All right, Susie says that she is launched 4-month newbie, and you launched even despite a pandemic. So congratulations, because that's what we're going to talk about. Leslie, she's been in the business for 6 years, adding independent contractors to her business. That's great. Chris is launched, but having trouble closing the deal with clients. All right, these are good topics, great topics. All right, so I'm going to get started. So listen, Tamika says she launched, wanting to relaunch the beginning of January, which is right around the corner. Chris just launched a month ago. And Karen, this is the first time she hasn't launched, and this is my first time on. All right, well, welcome all of the new people who have joined me live today. My name is Sunday Gardner. I am your online travel boss. I come to you every Wednesday night at this time at 7 p.m. Central. And let me just say this. I was not going to come live today because I have not been feeling my best today. Now, I am not a political talker. I'm not going to talk about, who you voted for, what you did. But I am going to say this. I have been watching politics as long as I can remember. And will say this is the first year that I have ever watched this election process and felt the way that I feel. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my feelings, not so much about the who you voted for, because again, who you voted for is your choice and that is up to you. But I want to equate the feeling that I have to some of you and what you may be feeling in the process of what your business is. And so what I wrote down is, because I always like to get prepared for these meetings, is I was really at the beginning of this, this last night, this week, we plan what I'm going to talk about usually about a week, 2 weeks in advance. And I was going to talk about launching your travel business. Is it smart to launch even during a pandemic, right? And then, when I wrote my notes today, I put launching despite fill in the blank, right? Despite politics, despite pandemic, despite whatever it is that keeps you from proceeding forward, right? That's what today's topic is going to be about. How do we know if it's the right decision to follow through with what is on our heart to do when we've got all these sort of major things going on in our life, in our environment? Is it a right time to do that? So today's topic is not going to be launching despite a pandemic. It's going to be launching despite fill in the blank, right? Fill it in with whatever you want, right? Politics, your political leader didn't win the election or is winning the election, whatever. Should you start a business during that feeling or that environment? That's what today's topic is going to be. Can you guys relate to that? Like, regardless of who you wanted to win the election, it would be negligent of me to not acknowledge that some of you, like me, are feeling some kind of way, good or bad, whatever you are on the political spectrum, right? And so that impacts us, right, in terms of should we go on and forward with the decisions that we've made when it comes to a business, right? I have a full-time job. Should I go out and should I take the leap forward and start my own business, right? Right? Should I do that, right? We're in the middle of a pandemic. Travel may get restricted even further. Should I launch my business, right? Some of you have launched your business even during the pandemic. We've got some people who have joined 4 months in, some who are a month in, right? Some who are saying, I haven't launched, right? But I'm thinking about wanting to launch, right? I want to launch in the next less than 8 weeks. right? If you want to relaunch in January, but we're in the middle of a pandemic, we're in the middle of potentially a presidential switch, right? Or the continuation of the president that we've had, right? Does that impact you guys? Let me know in the comments. Do you feel a certain way given what's going on in the United States and in your environment now? Is that impacting the decisions that you are making to launch your business? If that is you, type a one. Like, so for the people who are on, and if you do catch this in the replay, do not forget to push hashtag replay and then type a one and let me know. Are you feeling some kind of way because of COVID? Are you feeling some kind of way because of the president? Politics? What are you feeling in terms of what's going on in your environment as it relates to you launching, relaunching, or doing and stepping up your business? How do you feel? Do you feel some kind of way? Let me know in the comments one. I'm going to take a swig. Now, if you're coming on and you don't know, what are you drinking? I'd love to know what you're drinking as you watch and participate in this live. I am drinking Reposado, tequila, and Coke. It's been a long day. I'm really pretty tired. Was up all night last night, so I'm waiting for you guys' response. And if you are new to me, this is interactive. I am looking for you guys to respond and let me know kind of what your feelings are so that we can set the tone for this conversation and we can address the concerns that you've got. So one, mostly because of COVID and wondering if I should promote travel. All right, that is a fair concern, Lisa. That is a fair concern. Many of the people who come inside of this group tell me that one of their biggest struggles is COVID, right? Pandemic. Maybe some of you guys are not concerned about politics or whatever, but that's still a thing. Those things that are in our environment do impact our decisions and our feelings, our fears, and all of the things that make us progress or lack thereof, right? So Karen says a COVID, Tori's drinking ginger ale bold. Does the bold mean liquor, or is that just a new type of ginger ale? I've never heard of that, Tori, but that's great. All right, but let me explain to you kind of some of the feelings that I've been having, right, in the last 24 hours, right? Again, I was going to talk just COVID. I'm going to talk, or pandemic, but I'm going to talk election has got me a little bit in a funk, and this is the reason why. It's got me in a little bit of a funk because I feel helpless, right? COVID may have you feeling helpless, right? Like you can't control COVID. I did my civic duty and I voted, but still, based on what's going on, I feel like I don't really have any control, right? It's not in my control. I have a desire for things to be different politically, COVID pandemic, whatever, right? But even though my desire is there, I don't feel like I'm in power. So that fear that I have and that I've been experiencing all day, right? That helplessness, that not in control feeling, that sort of desire but no power. Like I did what I could do, but now I can't do that. All of those feelings are similar feelings many of you guys have when it comes to starting your own business or taking your business to the next level or taking the information that you know about your business and moving forward. That fear, that helplessness, that desire, but you don't know what to do with it, right? You feel out of control, right? Can you guys relate to any of those feelings in terms of that as it relates to your business? All of those kinds of feelings. Like I've had a pit in my stomach all day, right? I feel anxious. I feel like, oh my goodness, right? And I actually felt like this. I felt like this all morning, all day until I stopped and I acknowledged that I was feeling like this. Like my stomach has been tight and I've been tense all day. And I was just working and I realized, my mood hasn't been as upbeat as it normally has been. And I had to stop and I had to say, I had to acknowledge that I was feeling what I was feeling. And then once I felt it, I had to snap myself the hell out of it. I had to say, right, you are fearful of the unknown, right? So what is it that you do have control over, right? This all applies to you launching your business. Same feelings, same uncertainty that you have in terms of not knowing what the outcome of your business is going to potentially be. Should you proceed during a pandemic? Should you proceed? Should you quit your job? Should you go after your dreams? Should you do that? You don't feel like you're in control. You feel helpless because you don't know what you're doing. You've never done it before. Or hell, maybe you have done it before and you're like, I failed at it. So I don't know that I want to do it again. Does any of that sound familiar to you all? Like any of the feelings that I've been experiencing today, does any of that sound like the way that maybe you have felt in the past or are feeling now as it relates to your business? Let me know in the comments. All right, Keisha says that she is Kesha. Sorry, didn't know if I pronounced your name wrong. Right, she says that she was concerned about COVID. So all of you guys are concerned about COVID, right? And it's a valid concern, right? Should you promote travel, right? Talk about travel in an environment where travel is not at its highest, right? People are sick, people are dying, right? I mean, the reality is people are dying from this disease. This is not something that's light, right? We've all been impacted probably some way or another by COVID. Should you should you be thinking about starting a business during that and these feelings that you're having, right? And so I wanted to bring those feelings and acknowledge those feelings because, right, I'm personally right here in the middle of those feelings, not necessarily with starting a business, but I know that those feelings that you are experiencing and that I'm experiencing because of politics, right, are some of the same similar feelings that people have when it comes to your business and starting a business. And so I just wanted to connect the dots here, right? There's fear of the unknown. You take no action because of that fear. You feel overwhelmed by the information. I mean, this is how I've been feeling over the last 24 hours, right? I'm overwhelmed by all the what if scenarios. If it goes this way, then what? If it goes this way, A, B, C, D needs to happen, and then I'm going to get what I want. Whatever. All of these things are things that we have to contend with, right, when we make decisions that are going to impact us. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because I know we have a few gentlemen that are inside of the group, right, is that you have control over so very few in your life, but you starting a business is one of them, right? You making a decision to start a business, do it properly such that you can achieve your desires, like leaving a legacy for your family, achieving financial freedom, right? Achieving something that you've always wanted to achieve. All of that is within your control, right? So pandemic is not within your control. Politics is not within your control, but you deciding to make a step forward on your dreams is very much in your control. And so what I would ask you tonight, and I would ask you to think about this, for the rest of the week or however long you want to, is you've got all of these feelings that are inside that tell you this is not the right time, right? For whatever COVID, it's not the right time, right? I've got family issues that are going on. It's not the right time. I don't have money. It's not the right time. Whatever's going on in your head or in your life, those are things that, not saying that they're not legitimate. COVID's a legitimate concern, right? Politics is a legitimate concern. Money is a legitimate concern. All of those things are a legitimate concern. But I would ask you, some of those things you can't control. You can't control COVID. You can't control politics, right? You can't control your money. You can't control your life, right? You can't necessarily control the issues that are going on with your family, right? And your response, but you can control you and you can control your mindset. So I would ask yourself, why not launch your business now? What are the real 3 reasons? And I'd love for you guys to type them. What are the 3 reasons that are within your control that you don't launch your business? COVID, you cannot control. But I'm going to talk to you guys in a minute about why, even despite COVID, politics, or whatever else you come up with, is a good reason to launch. All right. So give me some of the reasons why that you control, right? Because again, you can't control COVID, can't control politics, right? What are some of the reasons why you don't launch and you don't proceed forward that is within your control? Right? Because I would ask yourself, whatever's going on in your head that says no, I would counter it with why not. Right? Does that make sense? Like, whatever is the reason in your head, I would ask yourself, why not? I can't because of family reasons. Well, why not? Lack of knowledge. That's a good one. We'll talk about that. What else? Lack of knowledge is within your control. You know, you just identified that that is a barrier and something that you need to attain. So, lack of knowledge is a good identification, but now you know that you don't have that skill, right? So, acquire it, right? So, what is another reason why you don't launch, right? Or you don't take your business to the next level? If you don't know how to get clients, why don't you do that? Why not? I want you guys to ask yourself, why not, right? Okay, so, lack of knowledge is a good one. That's a lot of people's reasons why. Another reason that people give me, risk of failure versus investment costs, right? That's another valid reason, right? What else do you guys have? These are good, right? So, what I will tell you is barriers to doing a thing is usually wrapped up into three reasons. It's lack of knowledge is one, right? So, you don't have the skills necessary to get the thing done, so you don't do it. The other thing is you don't have the resources to do it, or simply, put in a very simple way, you just don't really want to do it, right? So those are the three reasons. And those are all within your control. Those are all things that you can control, and those are all things that you can do something about. Those are within your control. Lack of knowledge, if you know that you don't have a thing, what happens is because we don't want to invest in getting skilled knowledge, we try to acquire that knowledge ourselves and get overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information that's out there. Well, let me tell you, it's not that there's not information on how to do things. It's so much information, you don't know how to weed through all of it, right? You don't know how to apply all of it, right? So you could Google right now how to start a travel business, right? And you're going to get a plethora of Google information about it. But which step is really the best step for you to take, right? Which is really the most logical? You can forget travel business. You could just do Google how to start any business, and you're going to get like pages and pages and pages of information, right? There's courses that are dedicated to starting your own business. You can go to SBA and they will meet with you for weeks and months and tell you about what it takes to start a business, right? And you're going to probably get some of the same similar information, right? You need a business plan, you need to have a vision, you need to have resources, you need to have a plan of action, right? You're going to have all these things. So it's not the lack of knowledge, it's what to do with all of the knowledge that you have and how to apply it. What should you do first? What's the most important thing for you to work on? You're new to the game. Should you really be working on a website day one, right? Is that the most important thing that you should do? Or should you be worried about getting clients? Should you be throwing up on your personal page about all of these packages that you have because you just learned how to, you just specialized in Disney, right? That's really the issue. It's not, it's normally lack of knowledge, but really overwhelmed with the knowledge. That's a lot of what people tell me. So certainly, Chris, I'm not trying to discount the fact that you may have a lack of knowledge, but a lot of people tell me there's a lot of information out of there and they're overwhelmed, particularly when you sign up with a host agency. You get like information overload, like all this information, all the supplier information is coming at you. You don't know if you should be taking supplier A, B, C, D training. You don't know, how to book. You don't know how to do this. And you've got people telling you to go to this site and go to that site and go to with this supplier and go do this and do that. You don't know what to do, right? And then let's address Rachel's issue, which is risk of failure versus investment costs, right? Right. The reality is that you will fail, period. So if you accept that you're going to fail at something, then what? Right? It's not going to. So let me even rephrase that, because I remember I had a mindset coach talk to me when I first started. And by the grace of God, the coach that I had, the advertising company that I had, she, part of the program that I purchased, allowed me to have some sessions with a mindset coach. And I remember her asking me this, and this was back in 2016. She asked me, she said, what is your biggest fear? And I was like, failing, right? Because I'm an overachiever. I don't want to fail. I want to hit it out of the ballpark day one. And she said simply this: what if you do? What happens if you do? And I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, first of all, I don't want to acknowledge that I'm going to fail. What do you mean? What does that mean? And she was like, what will happen to you if you do fail? And I said, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to me. She says, like, is your life going to end? Is something catastrophic going to happen to you? And I said, well, no. And she said, and what will you do if you do fail? And I said, well, I guess I'm just going to try again. She goes, exactly. Right. So let's accept the fact that you don't know everything. And there are going to be parts of your business that are not going to do as well as you would like them to do. And there may be even lots of business, particularly if you decide to do it on your own and you don't have expert guidance and you're trying to figure it out on your own, right? Expect failure. Embrace the failure. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared that you're going to fail. What you should be asking yourself is, am I going to learn from every failure point that I have? I consider myself to be a moderately good expert at Facebook ads. And I say moderately good because Facebook is always changing things and it's hard to keep up, right? I could literally spend a full-time day, full-time job just trying to keep up with Facebook ads and all the changes that Facebook makes, the policies, the way that you run the ad, all of that, right? So I'm a moderate expert, right? And I fail at my ads all of the time. I have ads that are not successful. I have ads that don't get me return on investment, right? But what do I learn from that, right? When I fail, the thing that I'm desperately trying to figure out is what can I learn from that? Have I learned from that? And what do I need to do differently that's not going to get me in the same space, right? That's what I'm more concerned about. And I will tell you, with every failure that I've had in my business, personal life, I've learned something from it. And it has made me stronger in my business. And it has made me even more determined in the pursuit of the success that I'm after in this business. And that success is not necessarily defined by dollars, right? I want to see success in the clients that sign up with me. That is my biggest desire, right? So the money is great, right? I love making money. I love hitting our sales goals, our financial goals. I love the financial freedom that, bringing on clients helps us achieve. I love employing people and allowing them to hit their financial goals as well, right? But I am looking to ensure that the people that I work with see success. So that is what gets me. But not everybody's going to see success, right? So some of my clients are going to fail, right? And I got to be able to deal with that. But did they learn from that example too, right? So, Rachel says it's not just the failure, it's versus the investment cost. I have spent a lot of money on Facebook ads, right? I looked at my account the other day and, I've been doing Facebook ads. I think this account, I think it was, I want to say it's 30K, but I know it's more than that. So it may be 130K that I've spent over the years in terms of investing in Facebook ads. And I failed a lot at it, right? But I know now what I need to do, right? And that was because I made a choice to invest in advertising early on without getting help, right? So the amount of money that I spent to learn and get the hard knocks, I spent that money because I didn't want to spend. I thought I was saving myself money in the long run, and I ultimately ended up spending more money, right? But the reality is, would I change it? I'd probably hire a coach sooner. I'd probably hire an advertising. And that's sort of like the major shift that's happened with me with all of my business, right? Now, for those who are new, you don't know my story, but my story is simply put, right? I've been an entrepreneur since 2006. We've had our own small business since 2006. I've been in the online, it'll be going on 5 years in 2001. And when I jumped into the online space, I attacked it the same way I attacked the offline space, right? We did guerrilla marketing. We hard hit. Nobody taught me. I did my own website. I did it all. And I was like, I'm Superwoman and I can do everything, right? And then when I jumped in the online space, I was like, I can do it. I can learn it. I can figure it out. And I wasted a lot of money and I wasted a lot of time, right? Because I was like, I didn't really know about coaching and hiring coaches and expertise, right? I was like, yeah, I could hire somebody to do a website, but you know what? I know the code and I can get it done. But the hours and the time and the amount of time I lost spending with my children, my family, building a website that I look back that I don't even have now, hours, days, years. I mean, in terms of the number of hours that I spent, I can't get that back, right? So in terms of my investment, my desire for my business has always been greater than the amount of money and time that I've spent, right? But now would I spend my time and money differently now that I've been in the game for so long? Absolutely. I'm not willing to invest, waste a week on a task that's not my superpower now. I'm just not willing to do that. If I can go and hire it, right? If it's going to cost me a couple of $100s to go hire somebody else's superpower, I'm going to do that every day, all day. Right. But that's a lesson I had to learn. Not everybody's in that space. Right. So, but I'm going to assume that there's failure. But so what? That failure is not going to kill me. Most of the time, that failure is going to make me stronger. And it has made me stronger. Right. So, those things, again, that prevent you from doing a thing, ask yourself, why not? Why not? Why not go after your dream of launching your travel business? Why not? Right? If it's, again, lack of knowledge, you can acquire the knowledge, right? There's plenty of people in the space, myself included, who can teach you how to launch successfully, right? There's plenty of people that can teach you what to do to avoid the same failures that I had when I started, and so that you can circumvent some of that. Now, can I get you avoid 100% of failure? No, right? Because we all have a certain way of doing things. And, if you're hard-headed like me, right, I'd hire coaches and then do the exact opposite of what the coach said, because I was like, no, I'm going to do it this way, right? And then I had to go back to the drawing board, right? So hopefully all of that makes sense to you guys, and that's resonating with you, right? The reality is the things that are within your control that keep you from doing a thing, you have the power and the control to fix it, right? You have the power and the control to act upon it. So don't let fear keep you in this spot. Don't let that feeling that's in your gut, like I've had all day, stop you from doing the thing that you want to do, right? So I had to stop today, and I had to acknowledge that I was feeling the way that I was feeling and say, Sunday, get a grip. You have control over your life. No politician, no anything is going to prevent you from doing the thing that it is that you want to do. You have control. So let's talk about quickly the 3 key factors in terms of launching that you should be concerned about, right? These are it's not the pandemic. It's not who's going to be president, right? It's not lack of knowledge. So I'm about to give you 3 good reasons why your business will be successful if you focus on these 3 things out the gate, right? You have the power. Absolutely. So my phone died, so I don't know who said that, but that's absolutely right. We have the power to control our own destiny if you focus, particularly when it comes on launching a business, on these 3 things. First thing, right? Type it number 1. First key factor in launching a business is you need a way to get clients. If you can focus on a way to get clients, right, out the gate, you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache and heartburn in your business, right? Don't focus on the website. Don't focus on colors. Don't focus on all this other extraneous bullshit that we focus on when we start a business. Focus on getting yourself a solution to create client attraction system. That is what I call it, right? You want to get new qualified leads in your business daily on autopilot if you can, right? Focus on a way to get clients. I call that the CAS system, which is client attraction system. You want to get leads qualified in your business every single day, right? So you either can do it one of 2 ways. You can go hit the pavement and go meet people, and you got a process that you follow every single day, and you're meeting new qualified people every day, right? That's one way. Or you can build yourself a marketing funnel that's going to attract those people into your business every single day, right? That's it. Autopilot. I say, I don't have time. Many of you have full-time jobs. You probably don't have a lot of time to add an additional process that's going to have you in front of people, talking to new people and qualifying them, and then, getting them into a sales process. So doing it in an autopilot way is the way to go. That should be your number 1. If you want to launch a business, learn that is your number 1 goal, right? Website, not important. Any other task that you think is important, figuring out how to get clients, qualified leads every single day in your business should be the one thing that you should be focused on. If you can do that, or if you're ready to learn that, then you're ready to launch your business. Okay. Number 2, focus on sales and marketing. We get into business and we are focused on every single thing except for sales and marketing. And the reason why we do that is because it's not our comfort zone, right? Sales and marketing wasn't and isn't my comfort zone. It's something that I have to do and I had to get comfortable with, because that is what's going to, one, ensure that you've got a financial cash flow in your business so that you can invest in coaching, advertising, marketing, getting people to help support you, right? Focus on sales and marketing. We're focusing on administrative things that make us feel good instead of those things that make us money, right? So focus on a sales process. So when I say that, what I mean is that if you've got leads coming into your business every single day, there should be a sales process that you follow to get that person from attraction to conversion. Does that make sense? Right? There should be a process that gets that new lead into your existence, that you've attracted them, right? Through your client attraction system, you can relate to them and you ultimately convert them. That is a sales process. You should focus on that. If you don't know how to do that, that should be your number two focus, right? Your number two skill that you want to get is how to effectively sell and market in your business. And that is the thing that you do every single day, all day long, right? And then the third thing that you want to be able to do to have a successful business is focus on your client experience and your client success. If you can do these three things, or you acquire the skills, or you hire the expertise to do one of all these three things in your business, you will have a successful business. Period. That's it. It's pretty that simple. So let me just give you a little bit more pointers. And number three, which is focus on the client experience and your client success. You want to have a process for onboarding your clients that is seamless. You want a process for working with your clients. And then you also want to make sure that you have a solid communication process with your clients, right? You want to give them an A++ experience. So they're giving you testimonials day after day after day, right? So you want to get them in, you want to get strangers in, you want to get them into a process, and then you want a way to make sure that they're happy in the process they're in. Does that make sense, right? That's simple, right? How do you guys like that, right? Those are the three factors to seeing success in your travel business. If you've got those three things down, you will have people coming to you on autopilot. You'll be figuring out how to qualify them and ultimately convert them, and you'll make sure that they have a solid experience that they'll come back. All right? What I want to leave you with all today is three things. You control the above items I just said. Those three things, you control them. You control your attraction system, you control your sales and marketing system, and you control the client experience that you give your clients, pandemic or not, right? People are traveling. I'm getting ready to go to Cancun on Sunday, right? Now, granted, there are not the volume of people that are traveling. Maybe you personally don't feel like you are comfortable with traveling yourself and you don't want to sell it, but getting these processes in place, right? This is not something that you can do overnight, right? So why not get it started so that when things do open up, you're prepared? Because the worst thing that you can do is wait, right? And then try and get prepared, and then you're not ready. I'm going there too, Cancun. Rachel, I'll ping you later and see where you're staying, because I'm going to be there Sunday. Me and my mini-me, my daughter and I, for her birthday celebration. So you control the above three things that I just talked about, right? No one else controls that. You control that, right? I've got clients who are selling right now. They're making money in their travel business, not any other business, in their travel business, right? They're booking, they're charging service fees, they're getting clients prepared. There are people who want to travel in 2021, even as far out as 2022, right? So it's not that the business is not there. It's just that you need to be prepared for the business, right? The other thing that you control is your mindset, right? If you tell yourself you can't do a thing, you can't do a thing. But if you tell yourself that you can do a thing, you will do a thing, right? So if you are telling yourself in your mind that you can't, then you won't, right? So train your mindset to learn to expect the things that you want, right? That is a daily exercise for myself, right? I just told you I spent all day anxious because I let my mind take over all of these what if scenarios instead of staying present, right? You control your mindset. That's the one thing that you control and nobody else can control unless you let them. The last thing that you control is your actions, right? The fact that you allow yourself to live in fear and not act is your fault, no one else's, right? You can control that. So if you want to start a business, then start a business, right? Be smart about starting a business. I'm not telling you to be reckless. I'm telling you to be smart about a thing, right? Be conscientious of the thing where you need help, right? So where you lack in an area, so if it's knowledge, then that. If it's mindset, having the right mindset, then be aware of that and do something about that, right? If it's a strategy, right? If it's steps, whatever that thing is, acknowledge it and then fix it. You're the one who controls it. No one else does, right? So here's what I have to say last, and then I'm going to let you guys go, is if you want a travel business, then go get a travel business, right? If you don't know how to launch a travel business, acknowledge that you don't know how to launch a travel business and then seek out resolution to that, right? And so we have a program, Travel Passions to Profits, and that program is focused on two major things. It's focused on building you a client attraction system through Facebook, right? Through Facebook ads, Facebook group, and the nurturing and doing the ARC system within that group, right? And then the second thing is making sure that you have a solid foundation in your business. Now, if you feel like you're ready to make that jump, let's make the jump. And all you need to do is type off, lift off. Lift off. Let's lift you off and get you started. And then one of our client support specialists is going to reach out to you and see if this is the right time for you to do that, right? So that's what I have to say. Pandemic, politicians, politics aside, if you're ready to launch your business, right? Do the three things I say so that you have a successful business when you launch. If you need help in that space, then maybe Travel Passions to Profit is for you. If so, type lift off and then we will reach out to you and see if it's the right program. You can apply and then we can go from there. Listen, I come here to you guys every Wednesday night. I'm going to come next week, even in Cancun. I'm going to be coming to you in Cancun next week. I'm so excited. Don't know what our topic is. I've got to think about that. But it'll be about something fun because we will be in Cancun. Oh my gosh, I just realized I'm going to be without my lights. So I don't know if we're going to be coming the same time. I got to figure out where we're going to be, but I haven't done an off-site live. You know what? I don't know that I've ever done an off-site live. So we'll be coming live to you from Cancun next Wednesday. Alex, my mini-me, and me, we will come in and we'll drop you some nuggets next week. But I come every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. talking all things launching, marketing, and operating a successful travel business. It is my hope that you found value out of today. I hope that whatever position you are politically, that you get what it is that you're looking for. And if not, you'll still be okay because you're in control of your own personal destiny, right? No one has that in their hands but you. And you have the ability to take that back, that control back, take your feelings back, and be in command of those things, right? So I kiss the anxiety away tonight, and I'm going to finish my drink and finish watching CNN. Have a great evening. I wish you all the very best, and I will talk to you soon. Good night.